Yo, welcome back to another episode of Drunken Night Out, y'all. If you are unfamiliar with the show, this is a podcast and a nationally traveling live show when the world is open. Right now, it's actually internationally traveling right now because you can watch it literally wherever you are, besides North Korea, because they don't have Facebook or YouTube. So besides there, it's available everywhere else. So make sure you check it out. The link is literally wherever you want to listen to podcasts: iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all those things. You get to hear these stories. And the way this show works is these comics are going to tell their embarrassing, most ridiculous, drunken, or high, or a combination of the two, because comics are misfits and make a lot of poor decisions. I can't tell you how many times I've driven home drunk, and all those cases are off file now, so it's good to talk about them now, so I can actually legally talk about those files. Nobody was hurt. If they were, my insurance paid for it. It doesn't matter now. So we're gonna have these comments come on. They're gonna talk about some crazy shit, and then as we're talking about it, we're gonna drink, and to end the show, we're gonna riff on whatever topics y'all want to hear them talk about. So first comic coming to the show, very hilarious headliner out of the Seattle, Tacoma, Washington area. Put your hands together for Travis Nelson, y'all.
Yeah.
Or as we found out earlier, this is you've seen him in a lot of movies. He's real pissed off about his dog dying. If you don't know yet. I'm sorry, man. I had to do it. Oh, he's real pissed about that joke too. So it's a great way to start. Travis, why don't you let the people know where they can find you on social media, any cool shit you got going on, that kind of stuff first.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pandemic going on, so I canceled all my live dates. You can catch my shit on YouTube. Just search Travis Nelson Comedy, and you'll find everything. You can also find me at Travis is Joking on Twitter and Instagram, Travis Nelson on Facebook. You can find me all those places. You can send me messages, and I might respond to them. That's an achievable goal. I could do that for you.
Oh yeah, dude. You might respond to them. I like that you put that in there as like you just letting them know, like, straight up, I'm probably not going to respond.
I'm busy, dog. I got shit going on. I gotta take care of my time.
Yeah, man. All right. What's your relationship with drinking, man? How young were you when you started drinking?
When I first started drinking, I was probably 14, 15. My parents had a rule. We were like Irish Catholics, so they were like, you can drink, but in the house and don't leave after you've drank, kind of thing.
What verse from the Bible is that?
Yeah, no, that's not a Bible thing. That's just specifically an Irish Catholic thing. That is, it's more cultural than biblical. Okay. But yeah, so I was like sneaking. Even still, I wouldn't like go out in front of my parents and drink. Like, they told me it was okay, so I would always sneak it because the shame comes with that. So yeah, I was sneaking sips around like 14, 15. Pretty much drinking consistently from that point on. I actually worked at a distillery when I was like 24. From 24 to 28, I worked at a distillery and made whiskey, and I've drank quite a bit.
That is literally the dream. Like, the reason why I started doing this show was just so I can have an excuse to be drunk at shows. And so, like, if I could have an excuse to be drunk at work and not get fired, that would be
I mean, they did fire me after 4 years, and it was so funny because they were like, we keep talking to you, you keep making these little mistakes, and we just don't know why. And I'm just drunk as shit. Like, who knows? Who knows? We can't quite figure it out.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get into the wild, the crazy, the most embarrassing story that you have. Then let's get straight to it.
All right, man. I'm gonna go with, I think, the most drunk I've ever been. When I was 21 years old, I'll preface this story. When I was 21 years old, I blacked out on the Vegas Strip. All right.
Like the 21st birthday, for the 21st birthday, or just you would
nope, be in coincidence. Happened to be 21. turns out when I was 21, I really like that. At that point in time, I really thought that was the time to black out. So I did a lot of that. I think it's because I don't know if I can compartmentalize the drunk or if my personality is so minuscule that it literally exists in the lizard part of my brain. And after I black out, no one can tell that I'm blacked out. It's like a special ability I have. It's actually how I'm able to do this show with you right now. But
I was gonna say, like, you're an X-Men mute, man. Like, that's a fucking
yeah, no. Like I barf, but like before I barf, I'm I'm so good. And it's gotten to me in a lot of trouble where I've wandered out in January without a jacket, leaving a party, trying to find my way home, blackout drunk, and just told everybody like, "Hey, I'm okay. You guys suck. Who cares?" And walked out, and then I don't remember any of that, and I just come to at 3 a.m. and I'm shivering on the corner looking at street signs trying to figure out where the fuck I am. You know what I mean? Like that seemed like a good time to me at 21. So my brother played college basketball, and every year they had a tournament in Vegas every December. So my dad would go because he had a buddy who had a timeshare in Vegas. He would go stay at the timeshare, go see my brother's games, gamble a little bit. And I took like a $50 plane ticket they had down for special down from Seattle down to Las Vegas, and I started going to the games, stayed at the timeshare, and I realized very quickly I don't like gambling. I lose money too fast. I feel the money was better spent on the alcohol in the gift shop of the hotel because it was on sale there. It was very cheap.
At the gift shop, man. What?
At the gift shop, I'm telling you, they had quarts of alcohol for like $4. And I was doing the math in my head, and I thought that's pretty much. I think this is good. So I started buying quarts of alcohol and sneaking them into the basketball games and pouring them into the drinks and drinking them. So I spent an entire day, probably like 10 a.m. till about 5 p.m., just sitting in the stands drinking soda mixed with hard alcohol. And I was obliterated by the end of it. And I think my dad and his friend were trying to juke me because they were trying to go do some adult man stuff in Vegas. And I'm just context clues.
Prostitutes is what they're called, man.
I didn't say it. It could have been foot rubs. We don't know. We have no proof. But he was like, go hang out with your brother and his team or whatever. And I was actually going to a rival college. I went to Western Washington University. My brother went to Central Washington University. So of course there was a rivalry there. And he dumped me off and we went out to go get food. They all got burgers. I personally got a milkshake because that sounded very good to me after a day of drinking hard alcohol.
After drinking all day, a milkshake.
Yeah, that's how you know this is not a good story. So just really enjoy that milkshake. And we went back to the hotel, and those guys had been playing basketball all week, so they hadn't gone out and drank at all. So they were trying to get fucked up. Yeah. And I was already fucked up, but no one could tell because I just had that charisma. So they challenged me to a drinking contest because I was from a different college, and I just went for it. Like I used to go into like superpower mode because I'm a huge guy. Like I'm 6'9", like 230 pounds. Back then I was like 250, and I was what the young folks called yoked, and I was huge, and I would just slam drinks. Like I could drink a lot, but as soon as I get past the point of being too drunk, I'm definitely gonna barf. But once I pass that point, I can kind of feel it, and I usually just as a big guy, people are impressed by you and they want to see you drink a lot. And you get that pressure where you're like, yeah, I can drink a lot. I'm a big guy. So it plays into it. Anyways, I'm chugging just fists of alcohol in their room.
Oh, no.
To psychologically destroy them because they challenged me. And so they actually got mad because I chugged a whole bottle of vodka. And they're like, dude, what the fuck? You drank all our alcohol. And I was like, I don't give a shit. There's a gift shop. I know this shit's on sale. So I went down. I got a
$4 a quart. I know, man.
Yeah, man. I'm like, you're late to this game, dude. I've been playing. So I run up with a whiskey, and everyone will have like one drink. And I was like trying to like keep the game going, but they were like, no, we're going out, man. We're going to clubs, we're going to bars. and I went with them. And this is where things start to kind of brown out, right? So I don't really remember as much of what's happening at this point. What I do remember is being in a couple different bars and people handing me beers, because apparently that's like I can make it that far just with whatever I have going on with my central nervous system. I can just grab a beer, hold a beer, drink a beer, set it down, take another one. And I was doing that for a while. And then at some point, there was a hubbub. There was a hubbub that happened where one of my brother's coaches got into a fight with a guy and got thrown through a window of a bar.
Wait, your brother's coach got thrown through a window?
Yeah, dude got into a fight, got thrown through a window. Brawl ensued. The whole team was fighting different dudes in the bar.
Oh,
and at that point, they lost track of where I was. And I don't know where I was.
Y'all
at
like
one point, I remember riding an escalator. That's all I remember. I remember an escalator. So I rode an escalator, and then smash cut, wake up, and I'm sleeping on the couch of the timeshare of my dad's friend, and I have to like memento piece back the night that happened. And apparently what happened was huge brawl ensued. I disappeared, and they had to settle the entire fight. And then they looked around and realized Travis isn't here anywhere. My brother had to call my dad, who was gambling somewhere, and tell him. My dad, by the way, yeah, I told you I'm a big dude. My dad is bigger than me. It's like a cartoon. He's like 6'10", 300 pounds, and he's driving up and down the Las Vegas Strip trying to figure out what happened to me. And eventually, they saw me passed out on a bus stop bench. I had found a bus stop bench, dog, and I had passed out on it. And I don't know how.
That's a big ass bench.
I don't know how familiar you are with like medieval defense techniques, but I had barfed a moat around myself. I had a moat that I had barfed, so none of the street people would bother me, and I just passed out on this bench. And the story goes, because I woke up the next morning and everyone told me what I had done. And the story goes, my dad and his buddy saw me. My dad jumped out of the car, ran, grabbed me by the scruff of the neck, dragged me back to the car, and threw me in the car, which again is a crazy story because I'm a very, very big person. So that had to look insane. And they took me back, and I barfed out of the side of the car the entire way back to the hotel. And they said they put me in the shower, and I took an 1.5 hour long shower, which I do not remember at all. They probably shouldn't have put me into a shower. I could have drowned in there at that point, dog. And then I just wandered onto the couch and passed out. And I am forever haunted with what happened between the point where I went up that escalator and when they found me on that park bench, because it was the Las Vegas Strip and anything could have happened to me. And I just have to live with that I'll never know.
I'm pretty sure you're on a video somewhere, like a big giant. There's no way a giant ass man stumbling around, because there's no way you're walking like straight at that point.
I don't know. I'm pretty solid, but even when I'm sober, people are making fun of me. Like I don't walk down the street without people like yelling shit at me. Like, look at that dude, he's fucking huge. You play in the NBA, you fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like it's consistent. And the Las Vegas Strip is insane. Like walking around there sober is impossible for me because I'm just so noticeable. But somehow I did it. And man, I had my wallet still. I think I'm just a huge dude, so no one really tried to fuck with me. Yeah. Which like,
that's a real safe bet. Like if even like worst case scenario, you like kill them. Best case scenario, they steal your wallet and you fall on them and still kill them. Like
I'm not a good bet. Don't bet on me.
It's not somebody that even if you look super drunk, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna let this one pass, man.
I know. I got bad joints, and I'm like, don't get near me. I could fall over. Like you don't want none of this shit.
Oh man, I when you were talking about your story, I was like, oh, already name popped in my head. I was like, Malice in the Palace for sure. Like, there's no way, not like anything beats a coach getting punched through a window. But then you threw up a moat around yourself.
Yeah, I barfed a moat. It was apparently an insane amount of alcohol, which actually kind of matches up to stories of how much I drank, because it was just, yeah, I got past that point of being drunk, and it was like from that point on, it's like, yeah, I'm a walking skeleton. I'm just drunk as fuck. I can drink as much as I want because there's going to be consequences, and I'm ready to meet them. And then I never got alcohol poisoning because I barfed it all out.
I like how you said ready to meet them, like them wasn't him and him is the Grim Reaper. Like,
yeah. No, man, we don't know who it is.
You're like, anything could happen.
Hey, man, I don't know.
Oh man, I fucking love that story. There's so much going on in there. What did the basketball coach get fired after that? Like,
no, he was pretty popular after that. That was seen as a cool move that he got into a fight in the bar. It was a different day. It was a different time, you know?
Yeah. All right, man. Fuck yeah. All right. I love that story. So that's how the show works. That's what we do. We talk about crazy drunken experiences. So thank you, Travis. So now we're gonna bring up the next comic. I actually met him at a show in Indiana, Chicago comic, very funny dude. Show some love to Bob Keane, y'all.
Hi, everybody. Can't you tell I'm in Chicago?
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you're putting yourself somewhere else to get away from that depression.
Man, these are dark times. You just got to start wearing loud shirts.
Yeah. Isn't that that's a shirt of that's a group of guys that wear those shirts, right? That's not.
I'm not, no, the Boogaloo Boys, and I'm taking it back from those pricks. Okay. I'm not running around here making people nervous with a gun anyway. Like,
yeah, I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you still make people nervous, dude.
I make sure to get shirts small enough where I can't fit a flak jacket under it, just to keep myself, just to keep shit honest, you know. Plus, you don't shoot straight when you drink like I do.
Oh man, Bob. Let the people know where they can find you on social media, all that kind of stuff, man.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at the Bob Keane, Keen. Also, on Instagram, I've got a podcast that we just dropped a couple weeks ago. It's every Friday, called Blood on the Sand. We got a theme here. Yeah, it's a true crime podcast, but with a bunch of shithead comedians talking about stuff that's just super dark, but usually in tropical places, and it's a good old time. So at Blood on the Sand Official on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, just Bob Keane. If you care to. I wouldn't. Facebook's terrible. But yeah, that's where you can find me right now. I'm pretty sure I'm on TikTok jerking off to something.
And that is the reason why they try to ban TikTok, y'all.
Yeah, I get your information and I shoot my information, usually on my screen.
Oh man, Bob. So you're a professional. The thing is I love about the Midwest is that y'all are professional drinkers out here in the Midwest.
Yeah, most of us. Well, all of us are to the rest of the country, and only some of us are to each other. It's a very high level drinking out here.
Yeah, I fucking love it because drinking and driving is normal out here. That is.
If you've never drunken driven in like Wisconsin or something, I'm not sure you've ever really drank. If you that's, I don't know. I feel like it's like I've been to the minimum. Yeah, it's like I've been to the top of the Empire State Building. No, you've been to the lobby. Like this is high level or get the fuck out. Like, oh, you got a DUI? Sorry that you suck at it. Like
that's what I say too, man. I'm like, you didn't try hard enough, dude. Like,
bro, I grew up in Lake County, Illinois. At one point, I remember in my early 20s, there was something basically like as a county, Lake County, Illinois, per capita had the most DUI cases per year forever. And it's not, and it's just because a bunch of the people I grew up with were soft, you know? They couldn't even keep it in the lines. You squint one eye, find it. There's a whole science to it.
Yeah, man.
And I've never been caught, and now I don't drive. Come and get me, assholes.
All right, that's a great intro to let's talk about your crazy wild fucking. I feel like there's gonna be some driving involved in this story.
Here's the thing. I mean, I definitely have been like I've got. Here's the thing. When you told me about this show, I'm like, so it's only one show, right? Because I got a pick now. There was a time I bought weed with some friends and then tailgated a cop while I was drunk. Got pulled over, blew a .08, and finagled my way out of it. Basically, my entire history with drinking is just like, boy, it's good I was born white, because yeah, it's basically. And then there was a time in LA where I, on Christmas Eve, drunkenly during a blackout, broke into my friend's neighbor's house and had to apologize in Spanish the next day, shit like that. But what I'm going with today is
what? Wait, first of all, why would you break into their house? Why not just knock on the door?
Because it was Christmas Eve and it was unlocked and I had to pee. Bring me back for that one around the Christmas time. Bring me back for the Christmas show for that one. Because this one is pretty much my doozy. Because it was in the summer, and to give you a bit of background, I'm from about 30 miles north of Chicago, north suburbs of Chicago, a place called Vernon Hills, Illinois. As I like to call it, the mayonnaise jar of humanity, because it's fat, white, and flavorless. So every year we have a thing called Summer Celebration. It's like a summer carnival. It's like 4 days. Rickety rides and way past their prime bands playing in front of a beer tent, like a beer garden. And so I was broke, but still found a way to go to Summer Celebration the first 3 days and get hammered every time, wake up somewhere, repeat. So on the fourth day, I'm like, okay, this hangover's pretty rough. I think I'm going to take it easy. Then I get a text message from a girl I was trying to fuck. So she's like, hey, Bob, me and my friends are going to Summer Celebration. Come join us. I'm like, you know what? No, I'd love to. But there's just, I'm broke. I can't afford it. She's like, I'll buy you a pitcher of beer. I'm like, I think I can make it down around 5. So
how quickly you changed your mind.
Well, alcohol is a mistress that's always there for you when you need her. So I cop a ride from somebody to get down there. And so I go up there and looking as unhungover as I can, because I'm trying to fuck this chick. I walk up, I look for her, and I find her at a table with her friends. And her friends are 5 other dudes who are also trying to fuck her. So that's becoming an issue for me because I didn't bring that kind of energy. But there's a pitcher of beer in it for me, so I'll go anywhere for that. Ask bookers.
Still buying you the pitcher of beer, even though there are 5 other guys that are.
Well, yes, that was my flex, is making sure she bought me what happened to be the first pitcher of beer. So these guys, as we used to call them back in the day, we used to call them Logans. Now you might call them Chads. Just douchebag, finance type, affluent suburban dickheads with popped collars, at least a couple of them at that point. This is probably 2008, 9. And so I sit down and I'm game for it. And so I'm starting to drink, right? And I don't like these fellas right off the top. They're just the worst kind of towny garbage, which is something for the guy looking like this to say. But by the end of my pitcher, right, I have started roasting the shit out of these guys just because I feel like I can. I'm not afraid of any of them punching me or anything. You can't tell, I've been punched a few times in my life. I know what it looks like when I'm about to get hit. And this wasn't what it looked like. So I'm ripping into them. Thing is, they think I'm hilarious. They are laughing their asses off. I'll give them this. All of them were laughing when I was ripping on their friend. And then when I switched it to them, they stopped laughing, but their friends started laughing. So this is years before I ever did stand-up. Probably should have
So you're winning this date at this point, actually.
I mean, kind of, but at this point, I've stopped. I've got this thing like if a chick is gonna bring 5 other dudes around, she's obviously not trying to fuck me.
Or she's trying to fuck you and them.
Listen, they're all the same color as me. If you're the only black guy, she's trying to fuck you. If you're the white guy amongst other white guys, you're just the harem. And that's not my move. So I just decide. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not gonna do whatever it takes to outstrip these guys. I'm gonna just finish my beer and fuck off. And so I'm like, well, guys, finished up my pitcher. That'll be it. And so they're like, dude, wait, no, we'll buy you your next one. Fast forward to these guys start buying.
Now the dudes are trying to fuck you.
Dude, look, if they were gonna, they would have. And actually,
I'll take a dick for some free beer. I don't care.
I mean, really, one of them kind of did, foreshadowing. So what ends up happening is by the time the beer tent closes, I'm shithoused. And so I'm sitting, and they're like, hey, Bob, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, it's closed. I think I'm trying to find my way home. They're like, fuck that. We're going to a bar. I'm like, I got no money. They're like, we're buying. I'm like, cool. 1 second. I have to go to the bathroom. By the bathroom, I mean a porta potty because it's a carnival. So I go over to the bathroom, and you're drunk when you vomit after drinking. But you're very drunk when you vomit and it's all beer and it's still cold. Have you ever vomited and it was still cold?
Oh man, you just wasted money, man. You didn't even
not my money. Not my money. All right. And the whole game was how much money can I get these assholes to spend? I was basically OnlyFans, but for my liver. So what winds up happening is we go to I vomit my fucking ice cold, probably could sell it for $2.50 a pint beer. Wind up at this bar where I'm just doing shots and beers and shots and beers. Fast forward to the end of the night, it's time for me to go home. It's a very nice summer night out. I've got about an hour-long walk to get back to my place in a place called Libertyville, which is bordering Vernon Hills. And my friend who I was trying to fuck at the beginning, she's like, hey, Bob, how you getting home? I'm like, I'm a walk. It's really nice out. She's like, no, we'll have Sky give you a ride home. I was hanging out with a guy named Sky. That's where my night went. And now it's not like he wasn't drunk. He was hammered. He was just less hammered than us. Yeah. So
at this point, the sky is the limit.
Sky is well over the limit. Sky is over the limit. So what ends up happening is she's like, yeah, he'll give me a ride home. Then he'll give you a ride home. So on the way over to her place, I don't know this guy. I'm in his back seat. I'm staying real quiet. They're hammered. And they start getting in an argument. And so we pull up to her parents' house, which she still lived at, in a cul-de-sac in a very nice neighborhood. And so they're yelling at each other. And before apparently he gets his last word in, she just fucks off and stomps inside. Now, at this point, I see her go inside. He is seething pissed. And I'm like, all right, so I live up 176. He doesn't even acknowledge me. He just lays on the horn. It's 3 a.m. It is 3 a.m. He's in a nice cul-de-sac, and he just laid on the horn. I looked around, and I just remember through my drunk vision seeing a bunch of lights, bedroom lights, opening up or lighting up in bedrooms all around the neighborhood. Okay, so what ends up happening is I realize nothing good is going to happen if I stay in this car. So what I did is I just quickly said something to the effect of, yeah, you know what? I'll just walk it home. Have a good one, man. And I just fucked off. So now I'm probably an hour and a half walk away from my place.
Jesus Christ.
Now, again, it's a very nice night out in a very idyllic north suburban Midwestern suburb. Here's the thing. When those lights came on, guess what they did? They called the cops.
Yeah.
So as I go and I am too drunk to read, and so I call up my roommate, this girl Amy. I'm like, Amy, it's Bob. I need a ride. She's like, oh, and I woke her up. Of course, she's like, fuck it, where are you? I'm like, hang on. And I look up. There was a street sign, and I couldn't read it. I looked right at it. and I literally lost the ability to read. So it's been like an hour since my last drink at this point.
Being
And
drunk makes you dumb?
that's not what makes me dumb. It just makes me illiterate. So I just tell her, I basically in short, like, look, I can't read this, but here's what it is. Take 176 over to Butterfield and turn south. I know I'm near there. I'll find my way to Butterfield. Call me when you turn on it, and you'll find me by the side of the fucking road. That was the plan. That wasn't even I found you by the side of the road. No, that was the best case scenario. So what ends up happening is I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just call her back. No problem. Hey, I think I found Butterfield. Look at my phone, and it died.
Oh, fuck.
Phone's dead. My roommate's on the road at like 3 a.m.
Oh, no.
So, and I'm wondering, and then I realized, like, okay, Butterfield's over there. I'll just flag them down. I'll figure something out. And then that's when these sirens started. Yeah, but I look back around. There's 4 squad cars around me.
They describe you as a black man? Like, what?
No, they give them ankle bracelets up in Lake County. No, I don't know what the fuck happened, but basically 4 cop cars surround me. So I'm like, looks like I got to talk to some people. So they come
Glad
up.
you're calm about it, because I'm nervous and this is a past tense story.
Guess why? Just ballpark. So I look at these cops, and they're looking at me. They're shining their lights. First words out of my mouth is like, "I'm guessing you're looking for a guy named Sky, because he's the one driving drunk." But they found me. So so they come up. They ask me where I'm going. I'm in a town, another neighboring town called Mundelein. It's kind of like a little 3 thing there: Libertyville, Vernon Hills, and Mundelein. So now I'm in Mundelein, and the Mundelein cops are like, "Where are you going? What's your address?" I give them my address. That's in Libertyville. They're like, "How are you getting there?" I'm like, "Walking. It's a nice night out." And so they call in. They're like, "All right, look, we can't let you walk home, because basically if I got picked up for like drunk and disorderly when I crossed into another town, they would find out that Mundelein had let me go, and egg would be on their face." And so I tell them, like, "Well, officer, that leaves us 2 options." Oh, by the way, they breathalyzed me as I was at a 0.27. And I hadn't had a drink in like an hour and a half. I'm surprised I remember so much of this. That was my young days.
That's a pretty solid score right there, man.
Hey, no, it's even better when you didn't have to pay for any of it. And
you didn't get fucked either. So like, I mean, like,
well, let's not skip ahead. So these cops, they're like, the cop is like, "Well, we can't let you walk home." I'm like, "Well, officer, that gives us 2 options. Either you can give me a ride home, because I don't have money for a taxi, or I don't know, I could just pass out on this lawn over here. You saw the BAC. It makes no difference to me." And so the cop, younger fella, had a sense of humor, thank God. He jumps on the horn. He's like, "Yeah, just sit down over there." And I'm just like, "Well, let's see how this works out." And cop comes back to me. He's like, "All right, look, we can't let you walk home. What we can do, if it's okay with you, is we're going to take you in our squad car, to the gas station at 176 and Butterfield, which is the border between Mundelein and Libertyville, whereupon we will be met by another squad car from Libertyville, because Mundelein can't go into their shit. They're a rival gang, apparently. And whereupon we'll be met by Libertyville cops, who will take you the rest of the way. Is that okay?" And I look at him like, "All right, let's just go over this one more time, because I'm pretty drunk." "Officer, you mean to tell me I'm going to be put into not 1 but 2 police cars from not 1 but 2 towns in one night, and I'm not going to be arrested?" They're like, "That's correct." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Because I can't afford bail." Yeah, we know. I'm like, "Well, shit, is that okay?" That's fucking awesome.
Like, I couldn't have written up a better plan, dude.
This is incredible. So I get the taxpayers of Lake County took me on 2 Uber rides that night. And I wind up back home. It's like 4:15 in the morning. And I am counting my lucky stars with my dead phone, just like, holy shit, I can't believe I made it home. This is crazy. I can't wait to tell this. Oh my God, Amy and Connor are still looking for me. My roommates are still looking for me. So I plug in my phone. I stumble to my room, plug in my phone, whereupon I am greeted by at least 6 new voicemails. And it starts with the girl, Amy, like, Bobby, it's Bob, or Bobby, it's Amy. We just turned down Butterfield. Where are you? Fast forward to the 6th one. Bob, it's Amy. We've been going up and down Butterfield for 45 minutes. There's cops everywhere. What the fuck is going on? So I call her up and she's like, Bobby, what the fuck? I'm like, sorry, Amy. Look, long story. I made it home. And she hung up on me. She was not pleased. And then as they came back in, I start to apologize. And this chick, she was like 5 foot tall, but a brick house, just like she could throw a punch. And she was ready to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This girl, like, used to work at a pet store carrying around giant aquariums. This chick had like lats, and wound up dating her after this. But for the moment, she was dating the other roommate, Connor, who thankfully was a wiry drunk Irishman. Who, when she was about to beat the shit out of me, because I am ready for it, he holds her back. He's like, listen, Amy, he's not gonna feel it. He's not gonna feel it. and that's how Connor kept me from getting my ass kicked by my future girlfriend after they broke up a couple months later.
Damn, dude, what a way to pay him back. Saving your life and you just take his girlfriend.
No, well, we got it. No girlfriend has ever been taken. They become available. You understand? If you're taking care of business, nobody steals your girl.
There you go. Spoken like a true homewrecker.
I've been there once or twice, but that's another show.
Oh man, what the fuck? That story. That one, you need to have those fucking voicemails for your first, whenever you tape an album, that needs to be like the intro to your fucking
I
album.
wish I might call her up and ever if ever I should get that lick, I should call her up and ever recreate them for at least the show, because those were hilarious. That was so mad, but she's really little, so her voice like chirps, and she calls me Bobby. It's like, Bobby, what the fuck? Like, it was so fun. She had this crazy. She looked like the chick from Brave. Remember that?
Oh shit. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, she looked like a chick. If the chick from Brave could fuck really good, that was basically. That was that chick. I wouldn't find that out till later, and good on her. She's good people.
I just want to know why the girl from Brave can't fuck really good. Like,
probably because she's 12.
And also, like, why did you have to bring a 12-year-old and fucking? Like, you could have just completely left
me, Ken? I'm sorry, take a look at me. I'm on Epstein Island right now. This is where
like, you know what? The FBI is gonna take this video from us after this.
T-shirt just screams child fucking.
Hey, I look like the guy who dates an 8th grader, but like goes down on her first.
Yeah, you wore the Magnum condom, and that's why she got pregnant, because it fell off your small dick.
There you go. Well, she's 12. She pulled it off me, you know?
Jesus Christ. All right, y'all put your hands together for Bob Keane.
It's not the only clamp I'll be getting.
Fucking A. Oh, man. Before I bring the last comic up, I gotta make sure to tell everybody, if you're enjoying this show and really, really love the show, want to see these comics make some money, maybe pay for Bob Keane's lawyer fees after this, make sure you donate on Venmo at BL Comedy or Cash App $Big Laugh Comedy. Bob Keane's gonna need the best lawyers in the biz. Jesus Christ. And also a special shout out to our sponsors. They help us keep from having hangovers, elevate from elevate from AMA. That'll help you keep your hangovers at bay. Some great CBD. It's great to taste. You can't do that with most CBD sprays. They taste like butt, not AMA, and not butt in the good way either. So that was a weird intro to bring you up, John Rice, but
hey, the intros for me always seem to have butt in them somewhere, so I'm cool with it. I'm oddly at ease with it.
Man, John Rice, one of the funniest freaking comics out of the Northwest. I freaking literally have loved watching you grow as a comic, and I have had you on the show, what, 3 times now?
A few times. I think this is the third time.
Yeah, so you're fucking hilarious. I love having you on the show. So let's get into it, John. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media and all that kind of stuff.
Let's see. Instagram, John Rice Comedy, spelled JONRICE, as you see right there, spelled correctly, or there somewhere. I don't fucking know. I'm not a producer. Anyway, you can find me there. I'm on Facebook somewhere. YouTube, John Rice, again spelled JONRICE, and you can catch a couple of my stand-up sets there.
Okay. All right, let's talk about what's your relationship with drinking, John. I know since the time that I've known you, you haven't really been a big drinker.
Well, oddly enough, whenever I first started stand-up for the first couple of years, everyone thought I was in recovery because I never drank. You know, there's like comic that doesn't drink. What, do you not do cocaine either? You know,
yeah.
Which I don't. So go figure that one.
Right.
But you know, so yeah, I'm not a big drinker. I had my years. You know, I'm 38 now, so it's
38. All right.
Times to drink and get completely shit faced, and I'm getting blackout drunk in public, or as we like to call it, Travis Nelson drunk. It's just, you know, it's not something that I look for anymore. I'm not that big of a guy. But I'm more of a hallucinogenics or a pot guy. You know, I like acid, mushrooms. The CBD sprays are amazing for hangovers, so I can vouch for those.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let's fucking talk about your fucking crazy ass, embarrassing story, wild story that you got for us.
You got it. So my story is gonna be different than the other guys, because like I said, I'm not as much of a drinker. I like to do LSD. So this is gonna be an acid story. I was a hitchhiking hippie for 2.5 years of my 20s. Been to 48 out of 50 states, had a lot of good fun. And then I was almost murdered in Arizona. And that's the story I'm telling you today. So I was in Tucson, Arizona, hitchhiking south, trying to get to the border, pretty much. There's a hippie commune right there at the border, the Bisbee, Arizona. Okay. And I wanted to get down there and get high with the hippies. And I'm hitchhiking like 3 in the frickin' morning. And this dude pulls up in a windowless van. And see if you can't count the red flags that are going to start piling up the more this story goes on.
Right there, a big giant red flag, windowless van.
Windowless van. And he rolls up and he's like, "Hey man, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm John Rice. Everyone calls me Rice. I'm going to the border." He's like, "Oh, I'm Gypsy." And I'm like, that's 2. That's 2 right there.
He's just Gypsy. Nobody calls him that. That's
just what he calls himself, and that's what makes it like, you know, come on, you know. So he was like, "Well, hey man, I can give you a ride. I got a 6-pack of beer. Let's go." So I'm just like, free candy, windowless van, you know, fucking get my guitar, my backpack, and I hop in the back, and off we go, like the fucking Scooby-Doo mystery machine in this van. And we get as far as Tombstone, Arizona, ironically. That night, and he says, "Hey man, it's late, I'm tired, why don't we just pull off into the desert and park for the night, you know, and call it." Yeah. To me it sounded normal. I'm a hitchhiking hippie. I got a tent, a tarp, a bedroll on my back. I'm grooving, man. I'm ready. And of course I had eaten a 10 strip of acid about an hour before this guy picked me up. I forgot to tell that.
That's important. Yeah, that's important.
So I'm flying at this point, and we park in the desert, and he shuts off the van, and I get my guitar, my backpack, and I put it outside the van, and I get back in, and we're just having a couple beers and talking shit. And you know, he's like 20 years older than me, and he's laying down all of his hitchhiking wisdom, and I'm just eating it all up, you know. And then all of a sudden he just raises one hand and starts shaking it, and he's like, "Yeah, I need to tell you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is the correct response to that way of, because I've heard about Jesus, Allah, fucking Buddha, fucking. If you're a hitchhiking hippie, people want you on their side, so they're just like, they spew their dogma at you. And, I enjoy it. I like to see what makes people tick. I'm an amateur anthropologist, if you will. So I'm just like, feed it to me. What do you got? Feed me the Jesus. And he goes on like a good 20, 30-minute Jesus rant. And at the end of it, he tries to wrap it up with one big blanket phrase. And he says, what I'm trying to say here, kid, is on this planet, everyone is equal. Men, women, white, black, Jewish, Muslim, rich, poor, everybody, except for the faggots.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And this is the point where I tell the rest of your audience that doesn't know, I'm gay. I'm very gay. I drive a Prius. That's how gay I am. And this guy just like, except for the faggots. So I'm just like, I know there's no way I'm going to be able to, talk him out of hating the faggots.
No, not at this point.
Yeah. So I figured the best I could do is just correct his English, because I'm a fucking wordsmith. So I'm like, you can't say everyone's equal except for blank, because not everyone's equal. It's a self-contradictory statement. And he's like, oh, but you just got to read Leviticus. And I'm like, dude, you got sleeves of fucking tattoos talking about Leviticus. I was like, you ever eaten shrimp or lobster? And it was the moment I said, or lobster, that he reaches across the center console and boom, elbows me right in the fucking dome. Oh, and shit. I'm not a fighter. And as I said earlier, I'm not a big guy. So he hits me and everything goes wonky, I throw my hands up to defend myself. And as I do that and everything's coming in, kind of into focus, I see him going under his seat and he pulls out a fucking machete. And like, it's got like duct tape wrapped all around the handle, so like it's been used.
It's been used for sure.
And we're in the fucking desert and it's like, he's baiting me and, and he's like about to murder me like a good Christian, what are you doing? So of course the colors are going, everything's wonky and I'm tripping balls. So I burst out of the side of the door. I grab my guitar in one hand, my backpack in the other, and I make a run for the desert. And it's a moonless freaking night, if you want to make it a little bit more scary.
Right. You're getting ready to die, and your first thought is, don't leave the guitar.
Dude, a guitar is it's everything when you're a hippie. It's free food, it's free dick, it's free rides, it's everything. Free rides on dick. It's everything you want, is in that magic music stick. I encourage everyone, learn an instrument. So I was going, I was tripping, and when you're tripping, you just get the gear, don't be in the desert without your shit. So I make it like 20 yards away from the van, and it's a moonless night, and I don't want him to chase me. I don't want him to fucking wing that machete at me. So I hit the deck like I'm getting shot at, and I'm just hugging the ground, and he comes around the side of the van, doesn't see where I went, so he starts yelling at the darkness while he's running the machete up and down the side of the van for effect. He's just like, where'd you go, you queer-loving motherfucker? Shing, shing. I've got somebody here, and he knows Leviticus too. Shing, shing. Complete horror story shit. And my adrenaline's blasting. My third eye is fucking open, right? Like, oh man, never heard of. But I'm just remembering, like, just stay calm. That's hitchhiker's rule number one. It's in some book somewhere. Don't fucking panic. You'll be fine. So I don't panic, and eventually he gets back in his van, and I hear the of another beer. It's safe to make a fucking run for it. So I get up and I make a run for it, and I make it out to the highway, and it's just this long, dead, desolate stretch of highway you would expect to get murdered off the side of. And it's like 3:30 in the morning. I smell like an armpit wrapped in an armpit, dipped in beer. I'm covered head to toe in dirt. And finally, this saint of a human being pulls over to pick me up. Little like Ford sedan. And I throw my gear in the back seat and I jump in the front seat. And we're sitting on the side of the road and we're just about to pull off the side of the road. And he looks over at me, looks me up and down. He does his best shitty mid-90s Jim Carrey impression. And the guy goes, so you're not going to murder me, are you? And I lost my shit. It was the hardest I've ever laughed in my fucking life. And I told him, I'm like, not unless you try to murder me first, man. I don't know what to tell you. And that's definitely not.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a few years before I told mom that hitchhiking story, but yeah, that's my almost got murdered in Arizona story.
I love that. That was like a alternate like an alternate ending to like a Friday the 13th movie there.
Well, it's because no one got laid. You see, if I'd fucked him, I'd have been dead. You know? And I wanted to fuck him. You know.
When he said that, you should have just reached over into his lap at that point.
Oh God, yeah, just grab the dick, just go for the dick in. You know, why not? They say that the most homophobic people are the most gay. Let's test that theory. Either he's gonna be the best lay of my life, or he's gonna fucking wear my skin later. So either way, I'm gonna be in the news.
It's a good risk to take. You know what I mean? Oh man, I fucking. All right, we got about 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna before we get to the last segment of the show, I want y'all to write your comments down below. The topics you want to see these drunk or hi, because also John Rice didn't say he's zooming on fucking LSD right now, so we're gonna have some real interesting topics right now. So throw some topics down that you want to hear these comics talk about. One more time, I'm going to do the ads. So if you're enjoying this comedy show and want to see more of it, make sure you check us out on Spotify, all the freaking Apple, iTunes, iHeartRadio, literally wherever you can download podcasts. The episodes are all there. We're like 60 episodes in or something like that. Been doing this for about 1.5 years, 2 years. So make sure you check it out everywhere where you can download it. And then also, if you're liking the show, donate to it so we can maybe get John Rice some safer ways to travel, because fucking give you some phone book armor or something, dude.
Phone book armor.
Download, go on Venmo and give us some money at BL Comedy, and then at Cash App $Big Laugh Comedy. All the proceeds go to our drinking habits here and LSD apparently as well. And one more time, a special shout out to our sponsors over at Ama. Get yourself some Elevate. Great way to drink and avoid that hangover. You can get on there and use our discount code for BLC and get 20% off your first purchase. So go ahead and check that out. And I got some comments here, some topics for these comics. We're going to do a free-for-all. I think, Travis, did you have a question?
Oh, no, I was just pointing up because you were talking about Elevate. I was trying to be clever.
Oh, okay. Got you. No, just distracting the fuck out of me. Thanks, dude.
I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry.
Oh man. All right. Let's this topic is, somebody wrote it down in the comments. I want to hear what you guys got to talk about. But the Cleveland Steamer, that was a topic that somebody wanted to go over. I don't even
The Cleveland Steamer, huh?
Yeah.
That's a topic?
That's a topic. They want to hear you guys
In
riff.
Cleveland it is.
I mean, it's topical just by definition, but has anybody here done it?
Cleveland Steamer is when you shit on somebody, right?
Shit on their chest,
correct.
yeah, sexually.
Not good. It's not a good move. It's definitely a first date move. If you're gonna do it, it's a first date move. And you never
It's a last date move.
meet someone from a different
Both
area,
right.
go do it and get it out of your system. If you have to do it, do that. Otherwise, don't fucking do it. It's gross.
Yeah, get it out of your system is one way to put it.
Yeah, I'm gay in my 30s. Like, I don't even eat ass. Like, I catch a lot of shit for it, ironically.
Oh,
But
you're a boomer gay guy.
I refuse. I grew up playing Oregon Trail. I know how you die from dysentery. Okay, I'm not.
But how do you live from dysentery? That's eating ass. That's living from dysentery.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know if shitting on somebody is my thing. I definitely don't eat ass. No, that's a lie. Sometimes it's right there. It's right there, man. If you're eating pussy right, you gotta lick a little bit of booty. It's
like I'll eat ass after like 3 days at Bonnaroo. I don't give a shit, so to speak. I don't give a shit. I take it.
I mean, obviously eating ass is fine. The thing is, pooping on someone, I don't trust my own shit. I don't trust myself that much. You know what I mean? Like, I never know what's coming through the chute.
Well, there's nothing more embarrassing than trying to give somebody a good, solid Cleveland steamer, but it comes out all squirty.
Oh my God!
And you're both embarrassed.
Yeah, then it's just like, man, I can't even like at that point, I'm usually so drunk I can't keep my dick or my poops hard.
Oh my God! What if that's someone you work with? You got to go back to work and you're the squirty poop guy. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's a weird shift the next day because like then you're like, well, can I get a ride to work? We work the same shift. It's like, no, you can't. I'm not giving you
manager to fucking new guy at that point. Dude.
You're about to be the dishwasher.
Nobody wants your shitty poop hands anywhere.
All right, and then I got another topic. What if you were gonna get banned from TikTok? What would it be for?
Oh, get banned from TikTok? Can you get banned from TikTok?
I got banned from TikTok.
Of course you fucking did. What did you do? What the hell? I've seen some weird shit. Do you guys ever watch Your Mom's House podcast? Tom Segura and Christina P. I've seen some of the stuff they put out there. Those TikTokers haven't been banned. What the fuck did you do, John? I saw a guy put his own balls in his ass on TikTok. What did you do?
First off, you're not getting the TikTok out of me because it's me and some comics. We created it so we could just get our evil demons out, and it's just it's a lot of good sex talk, memes about murder,
Hey, I'm here for it.
Well, it's good family fun, really, is what it is. They kicked us off a couple times. They've removed like 50% of our content, but we're growing, so that's what's important. We're over 300 followers, guys.
Damn. Okay.
That's more than I got.
Up shit. I actually got my TikTok. I went on like TikTok jail for putting my ass in a video, like bare ass cheeks, and I didn't know you couldn't do that. So
where can I find that video, Kim? For comedic reasons.
It's not on TikTok anymore, I'll tell you that much.
I jerk off to all sorts of stuff I'm not into. I might be trying to look at that too.
Travis's face is just like
I'm not on TikTok because it's all like kids you're exposing yourself to. What are you doing? Go and get on there. That's for the children. Leave that for the children.
Okay, first off, anybody on Pornhub is showing their ass to children. All right, like it's not like kids aren't looking at regular porn.
It's fair.
TikTok's different, bro. I don't know how to tell you. I don't know how to tell you. TikTok, I'd stay away from it. I would stay away. I have stayed away from
Our free candy giveaway went really well on TikTok. Amazing. Best turnout, I think, of any free candy giveaway.
Welcome to Welcome to TikTok. Let's do the hashtag show your dick to an 8th grader challenge.
Yeah.
On the bright side, though, I got to meet Chris Hansen. Wonderful man.
I use that as an IMDb credit.
Exactly, right? You've been on TV. I have.
It was a working relationship. We don't, I send him a Christmas card, but it keeps getting sent back.
All right. And on that note, now that we're going to definitely get kicked off of the network. All right. One more time. I want all the comics to give their social medias. Travis Nelson, go ahead and give them your social medias and all that stuff.
Find me on YouTube at Travis Nelson Comedy and on Twitter and Instagram at Travis is Joking.
All right. And Bob Keane, go ahead and give them your social media and all the stuff where they can find you.
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram at the Bob Keane. Also on Instagram at Blood on the Sand Official for the podcast. Facebook, just Bob Keane. I also have a YouTube channel I haven't added to for years, but I probably will at some point. So follow me, Bob Keane Comedy on YouTube. And I only do I don't have an account on Pornhub anymore, so I guess you can't follow me there. But I would maybe I'll do that soon and have some really good comments on a video.
All right, and John Rice, one more time, let the people know where they can find you.
John Rice Comedy on Instagram and on what do you call it? YouTube. There's a couple videos of me on there. Look up John Rice. I think my think my name on there is just the letter J Rice. Look up that too. You know, maybe you'll find a funnier guy, J Rice. Maybe he gets the name and just wins. You can catch me on the other side of the best glory holes in the country. You will know it's me because I will be telling the machete story.
You'll be telling your name at the glory hole.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And and whenever comedy starts up again, go out and catch a live comedy show somewhere. Support some of us.
Anybody.
All right, y'all. This has been a Drunken Night Out. I've been your host, Ken Hamlet. You can find me on all the social media sites at Ken Hamlet. And make sure you follow a Drunken Night Out everywhere that you can find it. And also I got some other shows on the network. On Mondays, we do Party Time with Josh Firestein. And on Thursdays, I do Triple Threat with Allison Voidovich. So make sure you check those out. It's been a Drunken Night Out. Peace.